Alright, so, hello everybody, it is midday for me, 2:49 p.m., Wednesday, June 28th, 2017. I just figured I'd bring out a couple of points that I, myself, have gotten from watching some videos online, about a little bit of a controversy that happened at vidcon this year. I'm sure it's still either going on or it's over now. However, I figured, why not? So, I think a couple of famous YouTubers, Boogie2988 as well as Sargon of Akkad, both went to this convention. One was a panelist, while the other one was there just to meet other YouTubers as well as a few other things, obviously. Otherwise, there wouldn't even be a thing. Well, while Sargon was listening in on a panel for what I want to say is... yeah, let's do that. While Sargon was listening in on a panel with Arnita Sarkeesian and a few others, I'm sure you've heard the story already. No big deal. My point on this is it was unprofessional of her to behave this way. Obviously, there was some frustration and irritation on her end that caused her to want to speak out in general. However, it still is beyond unprofessional. Absolutely unprofessional of her to act the way that she did. Going out of your way to single out, regardless of whether they have a counter opinion to whatever thing that you're talking about, and calling them a garbage human, or calling them pieces of shit, simply because they have a disagreement of opinion about you and or your opinions, is absolutely wrong. You should not be saying such things to anyone or anything. You should be speaking completely and utterly with an unbiased opinion without specifically targeting anyone specific when you're speaking. Period. I'm talking about these particular things about her particular, I'm saying that repeatedly, however, her actions. Because this is the exact thing that she has been such a vocal point about. She has made vocal points that this is not supposed to be a thing. It's wrong for you to act this way. And she has pointed it out to all in attendance and all watching the video that she herself is guilty of the things that she's trying to fight against. This particular act upon Sargon of Akkad has proven to me not only is she a hypocrite, but nothing she says in any way, shape, or form is her own personal opinion. She is doing it of her own volition to make money. Whether this is a fact or not, it is yet to be known. It is my opinion that she is out to get money. Because she herself just proved that she'll easily snap and jump to the other side of the fence because someone she doesn't like is in the audience. Now, moving right along from this particular event, the next time I heard about Anita at vidcon was regarding Boogie2988, which I might later on put on the description below the link to Boogie's explanation. And he even explained, you know, he doesn't want her to be attacked, which I give him credit for. He doesn't want any kind of repercussions from this to go towards her because he recognizes that she was having a bad day and it might have just been an emotional reaction to the stimulus involved. However, she is a grown woman, she is an adult, she should know better than to behave this way. So, based upon his testimony, let me get back to my original statement, thing that I was talking about. Based upon his testimony, she spoke to him immediately following cyberbullying panel that they were both in attendance for, and specifically went out of her way to attack him based upon a perceived aggression, or whatever you want to actually call it. I'm not familiar with terms, so I will not try and use them. Instead, I will say that he made the last word of the panel, and she felt that it was greedy of him to take up that last moment of time to get in the last word, which is absolute horse crap to me. It is wrong, it is incorrect, and while under normal circumstances, no big deal. For me, I wouldn't really care what her opinion is. However, Boogie has a person who has a long-standing issue with anxiety and is also the victim of proven harassment against him, as well as very, very horrid actions towards him. He's had someone and this is a police report where they've actually had it in there, I believe anyway. It was a proven plot to assassinate him through a dark media website, or dark web site. He's actually had someone try and take out a hit against him. Right? So this man who has severe anxiety, has had actual aggression towards him that could potentially end his life, had this woman, after a show, attack him personally for taking up the time that she wanted to use. Absolutely, 100%. No, that should not happen. I can't really think of the right word to say without it sounding like I'm attacking her, so I will not use any words like that, or I'll try not to anyway. But it's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. That she would even take it into her mind to attack somebody who's on a cyberbullying panel, or anti-cyberbullying panel, and bully him for taking up time that she herself wanted to use. I personally think that her actions have proven to me, at least, exactly the type of person she is. And it's obvious that she is not a good person. Based on Boogie 2988's testimony, he explained that multiple weeks prior to this event, he was having anxiety issues, worried that he would end up saying something or doing something that could potentially hurt her or upset her. As a person who has anxiety issues, that is not a good thing. With a person that's having that level of an anxiety attack, or not really an attack, sorry, I'm misrepresenting. What I mean is that type of anxiety constantly on their minds for that long of a period of time, it's unhealthy. It can actually kill you. It can cause many, many various issues within your body. How to explain this? when it comes to anxiety, it's not something like being anxious for jumping off a cliff at 1,000 feet. You know, that's anxiety. You're worried that, you know, you might end up hurting yourself. But the type of anxiety Boogie suffers from is that times 100. And it doesn't go away very quickly. It stays with you for a very long period of time. Whereas you looking down at that cliff, you have that knot in your stomach. This is more like that knot in the stomach, plus you have various other chemicals going through your body 24 hours, in this case, most likely during the entire time that he's awake. So imagine having to deal with that feeling of being at the cliff's edge, worrying that you're going to get hurt all day long for a 6-week period. And then have the worst case scenario that you were worried about actually come to fruition. Imagine how you would feel. It's just, in my opinion, she should not be allowed back to any convention. Because if she's going to behave that way to a singular person, she might do it again to someone, and it won't just be, oh, it's okay, I forgive you. It'll be, I just suffered a panic attack and now I'm going to the hospital because my heart is having palpitations. The fact that she even had the presence of mind to consider acting that way to someone, in my opinion, is absolutely wrong. Just because you are having a bad day, or you have been attacked, or because someone else has been proven to do something, does not mean that you should immediately assume that everyone else is out to get you. And then ruin someone else's day simply because you felt that you had been wronged. Now, you can go through YouTube right now and listen up to Boogie 2988's statements. Obviously, she backpedaled and she apologized. I assume she apologized. I don't know if he said that or not. I don't remember. But if she did, good on her. She apologized. Regardless, however, this would be a second strike of her violating vidcon's policies. She not only attacked a viewer of her panel at a prior instance, but she then also attacked someone with known health issues and mental health issues. And clinical anxiety is not something that's just, oh, it'll go away in a few minutes. No, that's something that'll last a very long period of time. My mother has not just clinical anxiety, she has post-traumatic stress-induced anxiety, which is much worse in some respects because it's not only just anxiety, it's also a whole bunch of other factors going into play. However, due to my knowledge of these things, as having been the son of someone with them, I know a little bit more as to how bad it can truly get. And I truly empathize with Boogie for having even experienced this when he was supposed to be in a place of safety where he could communicate these things. And again, you can go look at and listen in on his YouTube video. When you listen to him, remember, he is still anxious when he is recording that video. He's still freaking out. He is still not all mentally there. And I recommend that you keep that frame of mind should you ever watch it. It is absolutely unforgivable that she would behave that way. Now, I'm rambling and I'm ranting now. However, I've said my piece. And as such, I will be ending this video. Go ahead and watch the video that I said. He obviously stated that he does not want any kind of retaliation against her. because he believes that she was just having a really bad day. However, I am of that type of person, and I am of the opinion that Bookie's rights were violated. And not in the sense of him not being able to get his point across or his opinions out, but in the fact that a person who is the victim of aggression and violence and harassment in a place that is supposed to be safe from harassment and violence and aggression had harassment and aggression directed towards him. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong of her to have done that, regardless of where she comes from, regardless of what her stance is on the matter, or whether she felt that she was wronged in some way. She performed an act that makes me lose all respect for her. And that is my closing. I will now be sending a new video to stream this game. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the other side.